Most travelers who think of Uzbekistan picture a very specific, beautiful scene. They imagine the stunning turquoise domes of Samarkand. They see the towering minarets of Bukhara. They picture the ancient walled city of Khiva, rising from the desert sands like a mirage. These places are the heart of the old Silk Road, and they are truly magnificent. I've been lucky enough to see them myself, and their history and beauty are overwhelming. They are the golden trio of Uzbekistan, famous for centuries and honestly rightly so. But this country, a place where empires have risen and fallen, has so much more to offer than just its most famous postcards. It's a land of incredible depth and contrast, with stories hidden far from the main tourist trails. Beyond these celebrated cities, a different kind of adventure awaits. It's an adventure that takes you into vast deserts, through rugged mountains, to the doorsteps of forgotten fortresses. This is the Uzbekistan that doesn't always make it into the guidebooks. It's a place for the curious, for those who want to see what lies over the next hill, or at the end of a dusty road. Here, you can find landscapes that feel like another planet, and meet people whose hospitality is as vast as the steppe itself. This journey is about discovering the soul of a nation, a soul that is woven into its hidden corners and whispered in the winds that sweep across its ancient lands. I've always been drawn to places that are a bit off the beaten path. There's a special thrill in seeing something that few others have seen, in feeling like a true explorer. Uzbekistan offers that feeling in abundance. It's a country that is opening up to the world, but so much of it remains wonderfully raw and undiscovered. So, I invite you to join me on a journey. We're going to peel back the layers of this incredible country. We will step away from the polished tiles of the famous madrasas, and venture into the wild. This is a quest for the secret places of Uzbekistan, the spots that hold the nation's untold stories. It's a chance to see a side of Central Asia that will surprise you, inspire you, and leave you with a profound sense of discovery. Let's begin our adventure into the heart of the unknown. Our first destination is one of the most surreal and haunting places on Earth. It's the Aral Sea, or what's left of it. Once the fourth largest lake in the world, it has tragically shrunk to a fraction of its former size. The journey to the town of Moynak, a former fishing port, is long and dusty. You drive for hours through a flat, arid landscape. But what you find there is unforgettable. Where there was once a bustling harbor filled with water and life, there is now a desert. And stranded in that desert are the rusted skeletons of fishing boats. These ships lie silently on the sandy seabed, miles from any water, like beached whales from a forgotten time. Walking among these decaying vessels is a deeply moving experience. You can climb inside their rusted hulls and look out across the vast, empty expanse. It's a silent, powerful testament to one of the world's greatest environmental disasters. The silence is profound, broken only by the wind whistling through the metal carcasses. Moynak itself is a town clinging to life, its people resilient and welcoming despite the hardship they have faced. They remember the sea, and they have stories to tell. Listening to an old fisherman describe the waves that once lapped at the town's edge is a poignant moment you won't soon forget. This isn't a happy tourist spot, but it's an incredibly important one. It tells a story about our planet, and the consequences of our actions. But it's also a place of strange and desolate beauty. The contrast of the decaying ships against the endless desert landscape creates a scene that is both tragic and artistically stunning. Photographers' artists are drawn here, compelled to capture the melancholy beauty of this ship graveyard. It feels like the set of a post-apocalyptic film, a stark reminder of what has been lost. It's a place that makes you think, and that is a powerful reason to visit. The journey here is an adventure in itself, often requiring a sturdy 4x4 vehicle to cross the former seabed. You can even camp out here under the stars, surrounded by the ghostly fleet. The experience is humbling. It's a sobering lesson about nature and humanity, but it's also a story of survival. The people of Moynak endure, and the very existence of this place as a destination for travelers shows a desire to remember and to learn. It's a difficult journey, but a necessary one for anyone who wants to understand the full story of this region and its complex relationship with the land. Now, let's travel back in time to an age of desert empires and mighty fortresses. Scattered across the arid lands of Karakalpakstan near the ancient city of Khiva are the ruins of more than 50 desert castles. These are the fortresses of ancient Khwarezm, known collectively as the Golden Ring. For over 2,000 years, these mud brick citadels stood as sentinels guarding the oasis from nomadic invaders. Today, many of them are crumbling back into the earth, their magnificent walls and towers slowly being reclaimed by the sand and wind. They are forgotten giants, sleeping in the middle of nowhere. One of the most impressive is Ayaz Kala. It actually consists of 3 fortresses, built at different times, perched on a prominent hill overlooking the Kizilkum Desert. Standing on the ramparts of the main fortress at sunset is a magical experience. The low sun casts long shadows, and the mud brick walls glow a deep, warm red. You can see for miles across the flat desert plains, and you can almost hear the echoes of history. You can imagine caravans arriving, soldiers watching from the towers, and a bustling community living within these protective walls. It's a place that sparks the imagination like few others. Another incredible site is Toprak Kala, which was once the capital of Khwarezm in the 2nd and 3rd centuries AD. Archaeologists have uncovered a palace here with grand halls and stunning frescoes. Though much of it is now in ruins, you can still walk through the layout of the city and get a sense of its former grandeur. The journey to these fortresses is part of the adventure. You drive on dusty tracks that seem to lead to nowhere, with the vast desert stretching out in every direction. Visiting the fortresses of Khwarezm isn't just a history lesson, it's an immersive experience that connects you to the timeless spirit of the Central Asian desert and its resilient past. Let's leave the deserts behind and head south to a region so unique that UNESCO has declared it a masterpiece of the oral and intangible heritage of humanity. This is Boysun, a remote area of mountain villages nestled in the foothills of the Gisar Range. This is not a place of grand monuments or ancient ruins, instead its treasure is its living culture. The people of Boysun have preserved traditions, crafts, music rituals that have been passed down for generations, some dating back to pre-Islamic times. Visiting Boysun is like stepping into a living museum, where history isn't found in books but in the daily lives of its people. The landscape here is breathtaking. Deep canyons, green valleys, rugged mountain peaks. Small villages cling to the hillsides, their houses made of stone and mud. In these villages you can see women weaving carpets with intricate patterns that tell ancient stories. You can hear musicians playing traditional instruments and singing epic poems that have been memorized and passed down through countless generations. The people here still celebrate seasonal festivals with rituals that connect them to the land and their shamanistic past. One of the most fascinating things about Boysun is the way that different layers of history coexist. The people are incredibly welcoming to outsiders who show a genuine interest in their culture. Boysun is a reminder that a country's greatest treasures are often its people and their stories. It's a place to slow down, to listen, and to connect with a culture that is both ancient and vibrantly alive. Our journey now takes us to the edge of the Kizilkum Desert, to the small and unassuming town of Nurata. At first glance it might seem like just another dusty town on the road between Samarkand and Bukhara, but Nurata holds a special spiritual significance and a deep history that many travelers miss. The heart of the town is the Chashma complex, a place of pilgrimage built around a sacred spring. According to legend, the spring appeared after a meteorite, sent by the Prophet Muhammad's son-in-law Ali, struck the ground. The water is believed to have healing properties, and the spring is full of sacred fish that are forbidden to be eaten. The atmosphere at the Chashma complex is one of serene devotion. You'll see local pilgrims coming to pray, to collect the holy water, and to sit in quiet contemplation by the spring. The water is crystal clear, and you can see hundreds of marinka fish swimming peacefully. Above the spring, on a hill, are the ruins of a fortress said to have been built by Alexander the Great. Standing on these ancient walls, you can look out over the town and the vast desert beyond, feeling the layers of history beneath your feet, from ancient conquerors to modern-day pilgrims. But Nurata's secrets don't end there. A short drive out of town, into the Nuratau Mountains, you can find one of the largest and most significant collections of petroglyphs in Central Asia. The Sarmish Gorge is an open-air art gallery, with over 10,000 rock carvings scattered across the black shale cliffs. These images were carved over thousands of years, from the Bronze Age to the Middle Ages. They depict hunting scenes, ritual dances, strange symbols, and animals that no longer roam these lands, like the wild auroch. It's a direct connection to the ancient people who lived here long before the Silk Road. Finding these petroglyphs feels like a treasure hunt. In the middle of the vast Kizilkum Desert, which means red sand, lies something completely unexpected. A massive shimmering blue lake. This is Adarkul Lake, a man-made wonder that has become a vital oasis in this arid landscape. The lake was accidentally created in 1969 when a dam on the Sirdarya River overflowed during a period of heavy flooding. The excess water spilled out into a natural depression in the desert, and over the years, it formed a sprawling lake that is now over 250 kilometers long. It's often called the sea in the sand, and seeing its turquoise waters meet the red desert dunes is, honestly, just a breathtaking sight. Idarkul Lake has transformed the region. It has become a haven for wildlife, especially birds. Pelicans, cormorants, herons, swans. It's a birdwatcher's paradise. For a traveler, it offers a unique opportunity to experience a completely different side of the desert. You can go for a swim in the calm, slightly salty water, a surreal experience when you're surrounded by a seemingly endless desert. One of the best ways to experience Idarkul is to stay in a traditional yurt camp on its shores. These yurt camps, run by local families, offer a glimpse into the nomadic lifestyle that has defined this region for centuries. You can sleep in a cozy, beautifully decorated felt yurt, eat delicious home-cooked meals under the stars, and listen to the sounds of the desert. At night, far from any city lights, the sky is absolutely brilliant. You can see the Milky Way in all its glory, a sight that is becoming increasingly rare in our modern world. Idarkul Lake is a beautiful accident, a testament to the surprising and resilient nature of this incredible land. It's a secret paradise hidden in plain sight. For those who crave physical adventure and spectacular mountain scenery, we head to the Tian Shan Mountains, just a couple of hours' drive from Tashkent. Hidden within the Chimgan Charvak resort area, a popular spot for locals, lies a true hidden gem for serious trekkers, Gulkum Canyon. While many visitors stick to the main ski slopes, or the shores of Charvak Reservoir, Gulkum Canyon offers a wild, challenging, and an incredibly rewarding mountain journey. This is not a casual walk. It's a proper adventure requiring scrambling, wading through icy water, and abseiling down small waterfalls. The trek starts in a high-altitude valley with green slopes and jagged peaks. Soon the path descends into the canyon and the world changes. The walls close in, creating a narrow, winding corridor of rock. The Gulkum River becomes your path. You'll be wading through cool, crystal-clear water, sometimes up to your waist. The rock walls are smoothed and swirled by millennia of water, while shifting light and shadow create mesmerizing patterns. The highlight is a series of small waterfalls to navigate. Often this means using ropes to abseil down slippery faces, a thrilling part of the trek. Emerging from the canyon brings immense accomplishment. You feel you've conquered a piece of wild landscape. Gulkum Canyon is a perfect example of the incredible adventures awaiting in Uzbekistan, all just a stone's throw from the capital. Our final secret destination is a city that should be as famous as Samarkand but has somehow remained in its shadow. Samarkand. This is Shahrazab's, the birthplace of one of history's greatest conquerors, Amir Timur, also known as Tamerlane. While Timur made Samarkand his capital and lavished it with magnificent buildings, he always intended for his hometown to be the true jewel of his empire. He ordered the construction of a palace here so grand that it was meant to outshine everything else in the world. This was the Aksaray Palace, or the White Palace, and even in its ruined state, it is one of the most staggering sights in Central Asia. All that remains of the Aksaray Palace today is the monumental entrance portal. But what a portal it is. It stands nearly 40 meters high, a colossal structure covered in breathtakingly intricate mosaics of blue, white, and gold. It's so massive that it dwarfs everything around it. Standing at its base and looking up, you can only imagine the scale of the full palace, which was said to have a pool on its roof large enough to be a small lake. A Spanish ambassador in the 15th century wrote that the palace was so marvelously built that it was a wonder to behold. Even as a ruin, it still is. Beyond the palace, Shahrazab's is home to other impressive monuments that Timur and his descendants built. There is the Dorat Tilavat, or House of Meditation, which includes the Kokgumbaz Mosque, with its beautiful blue dome. Nearby is the Dora Siodat, or House of Power complex, which contains a crypt that Timur built for himself, although he was ultimately buried in Samarkand. Walking through these sites, you get a powerful sense of Timur's ambition and his deep connection to his hometown. The city feels more personal and less polished than Samarkand, offering a more intimate glimpse into the life of the great emperor. Shahrazab's is a city of ghosts and giants, a place where the ambition of a great empire is written in stone and tile, waiting quietly to be rediscovered. We have journeyed across Uzbekistan, from the ghostly ships of the Aral Sea to the colossal palace of Shahrazab's. We've waded through mountain canyons, slept in desert yurts, and stood on the walls of ancient fortresses. This journey has shown us that Uzbekistan is a country of incredible diversity, a place that holds so much more than its famous Silk Road cities. The true spirit of this nation is found in its hidden corners, in the places where the stories of the land and its people are still being written. These secret spots offer a different kind of travel, one that is less about ticking off sites and more about genuine discovery and connection. The beauty of exploring these lesser-known places lies in the sense of adventure. It's the thrill of driving down a dusty road, not knowing what amazing sight awaits you at the end. It's the joy of stumbling upon a 2,000-year-old carving on a rock, with no one else around. It's the warmth of being invited into a local home for a cup of tea and a conversation that bridges cultures and languages. These are the moments that transform a trip into a life-changing experience. So, when you plan your journey to this incredible country, I encourage you to look beyond the guidebooks. By all means, marvel at the wonders of Samarkand, Bukhara, and Khiva. They are essential. But then, be brave. The unseen Uzbekistan is waiting for you, ready to share its secrets and reward you with an adventure you will never forget.